Belief spotting. If we really seek change in our life, we must become aware of our beliefs. It takes study and thought, and maybe persistence, but it's possible to learn to not only see our own beliefs, but those of others as well. What we sometimes find as we start building our awareness of beliefs is that the search seems overwhelming. One belief leads to another, to another, to another, and then we wonder if we've really found the right ones, those we wish so desperately to recognize and change. But take heart. Seth says, as you examine the contents of your conscious mind, it may seem to you that you hold so many different beliefs at different times that you cannot correlate them. They will, however, form into clear patterns. You will find a grouping of core beliefs about which others gather. They are consciously available. Since everything we experience is a reflection of our thoughts and beliefs, they are behind which emotions we feel, what actions we take, the condition of our bodies, the possessions we own, our thoughts of the future, the guilt we harbor. Our lives unfold based on our beliefs about ourselves, our upbringing, our supposed past, the condition of the world, our prejudices, our view of religion, health, illness, safety, vulnerability, love, money. They can be seen in living color in the kind of friends we choose, our fears, our home and work environments, our reactions, our selection of career, the associations we join, our political positions. What we believe, we experience. Let's take a look at some limiting beliefs that are held by many in today's world, and as you read them, try to gauge your reaction to each. Sickness cannot be escaped. Viruses attack randomly. I am helpless to heal myself. Luck and fate control my life. I am a victim of circumstances. No pain, no gain. It's a dog-eat-dog world. I was so little and they hurt me so. I must work hard for the money I earn. Money is the root of all evil. To want money is not spiritual. Suffering is to be expected. I am powerless to significantly change my life. Evil is a fact of life. I have nothing to offer the world. I am vulnerable to crime and accidents. No one understands me. I'm not attractive enough to find a mate. No one loves me. Love comes and goes. Now let's take a look at some positive, supportive beliefs, and once again, as you read them, try to gauge your reaction. I'm a good money manager. It's okay to be rich. I deserve lots of money. Life is so much fun. The universe is with meaning and purpose. The world is a safe place to live. I believe in myself completely. I'm confident and successful. I love who I am. I'm at ease with my body. I can handle whatever comes my way. I'm a decision maker. I am worthy of love. I take responsibility for my whole life. I'm filled with energy and enthusiasm. I control my health through my beliefs. There is no illness I cannot heal. I will die peacefully and comfortably. There our beliefs sit, hardly noticed by us because they are an integral part of our daily life, accepted as fact. Take the way we handle commonly accepted minor illnesses, for example. We assume we'll get a cold this winter because we always do. Yes, flu's a definite possibility, especially since we've been exposed to it by the neighbors. With spring right around the corner, better stock up on allergy medication. No telling how long this back pain will last, but I'll bet it's not going to go away quickly. We program ourselves into situations through our thoughts and beliefs. We really must become aware of what we're thinking in order to change repetitive life experiences that make us uncomfortable. In Beyond the Winning Streak, I discuss several processes I've used over the years to find beliefs. Notably, one I call the belief root diagram. It can help you recognize beliefs by following your emotions back to their source, which is always a belief. I also discuss using muscle testing as a means of identifying beliefs. Muscle testing is a simple and effective method of communicating with the mind by using the muscles of the body to verify what you believe about a given area of your life. It's quick and easy, yet the answers you receive are quite dramatic at times and sometimes loaded with insight. Just for the fun of it, during a cozy evening alone, query yourself for answers to these questions on abundance, and then ask why you answered as you did. You'll find yourself looking your beliefs right smack in the eye. Are you anxious about money? Do you feel that no matter how much you make, it's never enough? Does money come easily to you? Is your self-worth tied to money? Is it always in the future when you will have money? Do you envy rich people? Do you feel contempt for them? Do you think they look down on you? Do you hesitate to enter ultra-exclusive boutiques? How do you feel the clerks will treat you? Do you think you won't have enough money until you are older, degreed, married, promoted, or whatever? When you see someone driving an expensive car, what do you feel about them? About the car? Can you create your own wealth? Do you need to rely on a mate? What is your definition of a greedy person? Do you feel that outside financial forces, such as taxes or fate, control you? Now try it with these questions on self-worth, or better said, what you really think of yourself. And don't forget to ask yourself why you answer as you do. When you're in a group, do you sometimes feel unsure of yourself? Worried that your opinions won't be accepted, listened to, or taken seriously? Do you have difficulty making decisions? Do you tend to let people think you agree with them when you don't? Do you ever make yourself do something you would not rather do? Do you freeze when called on to talk in front of a group? Are family and friends always judging you? Was there ever a time when someone made you do something against your better judgment? Why did you do it? Or did you feel prevented from doing something you wanted to do? Why didn't you do it? Or someone took advantage of you? You felt like a martyr? You felt misunderstood? Do you have fun most of the time? Or are you burdened with problems? Do people look down on you? Once more, give it a try with these questions about your job or career. Can you identify what's holding you back? What characteristics do you dislike or resent in your boss? Pick a coworker you don't get along with. What are that person's traits? Does your boss trust you, scare you, control you, not understand you, not recognize your potential? Do you resent having to work? Do you dislike or resent the work you do for a living? Do you feel locked into the job/career you now hold? Is your present position beneath you? Is your present position too far beyond the scope of your abilities? Listed in Beyond the Winning Streak are many pages of beliefs, both positive and limiting, broken down into these categories: money, spiritual/religious life/religious/life, self-worth, job/career, relationships, health. Either study these lists, find other ones, or make up your own, but do something about familiarizing yourself with beliefs in general and your personal ones in particular. There are few gifts in life you can offer yourself that will bring greater rewards than to recognize instantly when a thought has become a belief. Creation by default. Our thought processes automatically take us in the direction of unconscious acceptance. When we assume an event can happen because of this or that, we literally see the future with its likelihood. It is vital, therefore, that we become aware of thoughts that we are projecting into time. For instance, you're low on money. The busiest season for your retail store is not for 3 months. Because you can't see into the future, worry arises. You start to plan for eventual hardship. You scope out the option of borrowing funds. You think about what you could cut out, ways of scaling back. You remember your kid's next dental appointment and wonder whether or not it should be cancelled. You eventually draw some conclusions and put a plan of action into effect. All the time hoping, like the Dickens, the outcome will be favorable. Now let's look at the situation from the standpoint of universal structure. You are consciousness residing in a physical reality where the one law is that thoughts create. You're here to learn just how amazingly consistent that law is, in fact. Being consciousness, you're imbued with the ability to create whatever it is you think about. Your thoughts trigger emotions, which activate those dear little EE units into action. They prepare themselves to become an event or material object, based on your train of thought and the intensity behind it. They start coalescing into a structure, and as you build the picture of the future in your mind, they move to create it for you. And what you've done is given them the definite impression that you've accepted a certain general outcome and made plans accordingly. Never have you assumed the money could show up in the next day or week or month. Never have you assumed a joyous or at least satisfying event could occur that would change the picture entirely. Never have you twirled thoughts into emotion, into EE units that cast the future with exciting possibility. So, never will you experience such an event. We must stop thinking that planning for the worst is logical and responsible. What it is often is self-defeating. It's time to forget or at least minimize our belief in what we've been taught since childhood about how to solve problems by analyzing today's facts and drawing rational conclusions from them. The acceptance of this line of thinking automatically sets a process into place that can lead to personal grief. By its nature, it usually assumes the worst, and we don't even question the assumption behind the thought. It becomes a bridge into our future because it structures our thinking along definite lines. Not that we only fall into that trap when faced with important decisions. No siree. We do it throughout the day. Yeah, the day after tomorrow is really going to be a drag with all the work that's piled up. I don't think I can afford a vacation this year because my taxes are going to be sky high. I'm sure there are going to be problems when I tell my kid he can't use the family car this weekend. I only have 1 month until my manuscript is due, and I don't think I can make it. Good Lord, I ate a yogurt with an expiration date of a month ago, and I'll probably get diarrhea. See how rational we are? No Pollyannas in this room. No siree. We look the bare facts in the face and call a spade a spade. Not for us the unfounded, illogical thought that says everything is going to be just fine. No siree, no fools allowed in this room. It isn't that we should drop all backup plans and fallback positions, but for heaven's sake, we've got to start sensing other probabilities and assuming that physical reality is based on a very consistent rule that works in our favor once we understand its basis. Decision making at its finest. Here's the further thought on the search for Seth Network International Office Space that I mentioned in Chapter 4. Stan and I determined what our needs would be for the coming year and projected that scenario into Framework 2, and out came office space that exactly met our desires. Since events enter our lives based on what we expect to see, they are actually fiction created by us, for us as experience. They simply verify our mindset. Stan and I got exactly what we projected into Framework 2. But was the size and cost of the office space based on beliefs that reflected a limited amount of growth? If we had seen or sensed a more successful upcoming year, what would we have created for office space? Did we automatically stifle greater success by not allowing its possibility into our thinking, at least at that point in time? What most of us seek in order to make pressing decisions is usually more information. That normally means we scour the exterior world for facts and figures and rub them into our thinking. Eventually, we make our decisions based on most of the information available to us. However, the facts gathered in the outer world are simply ones we expected to see, hoped to see, or chose to see. And from those facts, we set a future course through assumption. What's wrong with that picture? Maybe nothing, maybe a lot. Since each of us puts our own picture in place, and the picture is a snapshot of our private interior world, we can assume it is awash in the coloration of our beliefs. If our beliefs are strong and success-oriented, the facts found in the exterior world will head us in a direction that leads to success. If our beliefs are grounded in fear or limitation, the facts we gather to us will reflect that mindset. So how do we make decisions solely on exterior world facts? Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we gather further data from the interior world before making final decisions. That information, of course, comes from our inner selves through the inner senses and contains data from a broader picture than our conscious minds usually pick up. Because our inner selves not only see today's beliefs, but the probable paths our future thoughts and beliefs might take, they can make educated guesses as to what we'll choose to experience. Those guesses, fed to us in various ways, such as through intuition and insight, will allow us to alter our decisions to ones more in line with a probable future that holds greater potential. But the educated guesses made by our inner selves go by the wayside if we change our attitudes, thoughts, and focus. If we lose faith in what we hope to accomplish after we've set our goal, their projections can slide off the horizon. On the other hand, if we build faith in our ability to consciously create our future, we may achieve astounding success and meet a future event far beyond what seemed probable a short while before. This is where perfect faith comes in. If we know we're constantly supported, that there is a structure to the universe that is in place specifically to lead us into our personal value fulfillment, then our thoughts and beliefs can more likely stay loose, less fearful, more filled with anticipation. Perfect faith becomes a powerful belief held in the moment. And you know what happens in Framework 2 based on our beliefs of the moment. It's not only our faith we need to build though, it is that 180-degree reorientation of thought that's needed. The reorientation that tells us what we see in physical reality is after the fact. That it was formed in Framework 2 first, based on our thoughts and beliefs. the reorientation of thought that tells us what we think while viewing or participating, and that after the fact event is what will select our next probability. With that knowledge and perfect faith under our belt, we can start to break the belief in cause and effect and free ourselves to consciously utilize the tremendous power of the moment.